Okay, so you should do this if you're not in goals, right? So it's basically just, in a nutshell, like a low point and how I handled it, right? But a little bit about what actually happened. I actually shut down my agency for a little bit, and after coming back, I have like sales calls ready to go. But I feel much better with what I'm doing. I'm getting more calls than it was before. I'm able to do this with less work, right? And it's basically how I handled or mishandled my low point and what I actually did to come out of it really quick. Now it's not like I fully shut down my agency. It's been months since I actually did anything with it, but it's been like a week max, right? And what actually happened was I had a low point, right? I wasn't clear on anything. Nothing was working out. I didn't really focus on my long term goals, right? I focus on right now. So in a time span of 2 to 5 months, not 2 to 5 years, right? So what I actually did was like I cleared my mind. I refocused on my goals and like why I'm actually on this path, right? Because the thing is, like, you're actually stuck because you're unfocused. You're thinking about side paths or other things that aren't your main goal, right? So here's what happened. I basically was not getting any calls. I was not getting clients. People ghosted me a lot. I was getting lots of rejections. I was spending so much time for absolutely zero outcome, right? But then, like, obviously that's pain, right? Like, it's not pain to send out the messages. It's not pain to just like fulfill on client like like for clients and stuff like that, right? But it's a pain to get rejected and to have the feeling that things aren't working out at all, right? So what I was doing was like, okay, maybe I should like shut this down and start car flipping. Maybe I should shut this down and get a job like everyone else, right? Maybe I should think about actually going to university, maybe, right? But those are all side paths. Like, I was not gonna ever go to university. That's not like my plan. I was not gonna ever like go deep into car flipping. My original goal is to get a lot of money from this, right? And then shut this down or sell it. Probably sell it, right? Sell it and then go into actually making a record label because that's what I've wanted to do. That was the end, like ultimate end goal of my life, right? But then here's the thing. I was focusing on right now, right? 2 to 5 months, not 2 to 5 years. So in 2 to 5 months, car flipping would get me more money, right? But what that would be doing is like I'd have to learn a new business. I'd have to get good at that. I have to get good at that and start that, right? But I'm already good at this, so why not continue this? Because all that work has been piling up and compounding. But then if I shut this down, it's like right here at the graph, or if it's flipped, it's like right here at the graph, right? And then I shut it down here, but then in like 5 or 6 months, or like maybe a year, I'm already here, right? And I shut it down before I got there, and then maybe I got like stuck in like I'm stuck there, and then have another low point, but then I shut it down there. Then here's the money I'm making, right? Then that's it, right? But then maybe in another year, or maybe another couple of months, we're here. That's almost like triple of what it is here, and that's like 10 times what it is here. So you have to refocus on your goals and why you're actually on this path, right? And you need to double down on the small things that are working, because the main reason you actually get to a low point is like things are not working whatsoever. You're thinking about this thing, that you're thinking about that thing. Okay, my reply rate is really low. Okay, my clients are not getting results. Okay, so if this client does not get results, he's gonna like leave a bad review, and I'm already at like 4 stars. So if he leaves a bad review, I'll go down to 3.9 stars, and I'll be off the like front page of Google or whatever, right? These small things. So just focus, because you need to double down on small things that are working, because if nothing is going in your favor, the small things that are working, go all into that, because that's a way to just prevent the low point from ever happening, right? But the thing is, when you actually have those small things that actually work and you double down, you have more data, which means like, let's say you're sending 100 messages, this one message is working really well that you're split testing, right? Double down on that. Don't spend any time on the other bullshit, right? Go directly into that. You can get more results, right? You have more data. Instead of 50 messages per day with that one split test, you have 100 messages per day with that, right? You get more results, more data, and you actually know what to do to get closer to your goal. You need to stop being emotional and actually look at the data, right? That is the main reason that you actually get into that low point, right? But here's like another thing, right? You probably got something to lose. Maybe that's money, time, energy. Maybe that's goals, right? So It could just be like you're like at a low point, but you can't really do much. Like there's nothing that you can actually do. Nothing is going in your favor. Both of your split tests are doing really horrible. You're not getting any replies. You're not getting anything happening, right? Just rest a little. That's pretty good advice, because if you continue to just keep on going, right? Here's the guy who's like gonna be a man, right? I mean, it's obviously good to be a man and like to be manly, to be masculine, to just go forward, to just push through, right? But then here's the guy who's just being a man and he's just going forward for no reason, going forward at nothing, right? He's in slow, like here you are. You take your little rest, right? He's going forward. He's slowly going forward, right? He's getting barely any results. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just going at it, right? But then here you're at a rest, right? You're taking some rest, right? And then you go back into it, and then you slowly start like, a couple of messages, right? You start doing what you're doing, right? And then you find what clicks, right? And you actually know what clicks because you have a clear mind. You know what the data is. You're actually thinking properly. And then here's what it looks like, right? Then you just overtake this guy. Very quick, right? That's what it feels like what's happening right now. There were people who were overtaking me because they just kept on going, right? But then I just stopped, and then I took a little while to actually recuperate, right? Now I know what works. I'm going to go fully into it, right? And now, though, I'm going to go overtake those guys because they were just doing like random bullshit, but then I know what's actually working because everything's directed on that, right? So maybe you just have to rest a little and just go all in for a couple of months. This is like what happens, like everything, right? With my weight loss journey, I had to, obviously, like I was coping. I was like, oh, maybe like one cup of chips is bad, like not that bad, right? And then like slowly you cut that out, and then you go back into it, and it's like, oh, maybe it's like a couple of sweets isn't bad, right? And then cut that out, go in, okay, maybe like an extra banana isn't that bad, right? Because it's natural, and you cut that out, and you keep on going. Eventually, you're at a point where you're so harsh and you're so strict and you're so focused that a small little rock is gonna like cause you to spin out. So then at that point you can't really do anything while it's spinning. You can try to like turn the steering wheel. You can try to pull a parking brake. You can try everything, right? It's not gonna help too much. All you have to do is just wait for your car to just go into a field and just like take a little moment, breathe, right? You're gonna have to push that car back onto the road and go back again, right? But if you just try to keep on controlling it and try to go through the field and end up going to a ditch and your car is totaled. So that's a little analogy, right? But this literally just happened to me, right? So I gave up on the agency fully. I just started looking for regular jobs. I applied for an apprenticeship, right? That was a long-term plan either way, because if I need to make some money somehow for that record label. But if this does not work, then soon I'm going to make some money with that. I'm just going to start something with that, right? But I basically did nothing. I rested. I ate a lot. I did not do anything productive for a day, right? The 6 days before yesterday, that was just doing random stuff, not understanding what to do, being fully lost, right? Yesterday, I did nothing at all, right? Today I had sales calls rolling in, right? After I just went all in the morning. But then I had to leave for the city and I had to cancel those sales calls, but it's whatever, right? So I got back to work and I'm actually much more inclined and incentivized to actually do the work, right? And the road to the low point is most likely not just a couple of things, right? So maybe you're not things aren't going to plan, your systems are not hitting KPIs, something big is coming up, right? And in this case, during that drive on the road, you're literally doing everything and trying to test what works, seeing what sticks, right? It's the same thing as let's say you want to go really, really fast, right? And let's say everything's dark in the car. You can't see anything except for the road. Or let's say you can't even see the road. You can just see the little yellow markers or on the side of the road. So what you do is you're just you can't feel anything, you can't see anything, you're just pressing random things. You're just trying to see where's the gas pedal, okay? Maybe it's a manual car, it's where's the clutch, where's first gear, where's the handbrake? Maybe I'm pulling on the handbrake for some reason, right? That's not what I'm trying to do, right? So you're just basically blind, you're just testing everything to see what works, right? But then the thing is, you know what works, but you're not thinking. The reason it's dark is because you're not thinking. You're not looking at the data. You don't know, like, you can't objectively think what's like, think about what's happening. It's the same thing if I take off my glasses. In my mind, everything, like, right here, I don't know, like, my hand is here, here. But in, like, objective truth, it's right here. Because I know that because, like, it's my finger, right? I know where it is, but I would probably look at it and it's probably here, right? That is not the objective truth. This is the lack of data, right? Now, it looks small, it's a couple of millimeters, like in real life, based on my vision. But in business, it would probably be, I don't know, it's like pass or fail. It's achieve your goals or not achieve your goals. It's big, right? So, because you're not thinking, you're doing the worst possible thing to actually fix that. You're just pulling on random things, you're pressing random buttons, you're like pulling the handbrake, pressing the brake, right? You're not even in a gear, you're in neutral, right? So then once you actually take a little rest and you actually look at the data and you start new, with what you actually know worked before, then it's not dark anymore. You know it worked. You can see everything in the car, right? You know, okay, I can't see the road, so let's turn on the headlights. Okay, here's the gear. Let's actually shift into the first gear, okay? So I basically restarted what I know works, and I started with a system that I paid a lot of money to actually get access to, and on the road to the low point, which I wasn't actually using that system, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting results. I was like, okay, maybe I can improve this, right? I can maybe tweak something to get it a little bit better, right? But the guy who I bought this from, he makes $600,000 per month profit. Do I know more than him? He has more data than me, right? He used to be an appointment setter. Appointment setting agency. He did this for a lot of niches, right? So what do I know better than him? Maybe my niche. Maybe I know my niche a little bit better than he does. But I should focus fully on what he knows and all the data that he's used to implement his system and improve it, right? And then I should start to tweak small things. Not the thing that okay, I'll change this sentence. No, I'll change this word. That's how small we have to make those improvements, right? But just go back to what works and then start that again, right? So how do you prevent it? Just journal, meditate, right? Meditation is a big thing. I kind of lost my ability to meditate and to be calm in stressful situations, and that clearly shows, because I'm at a low point. Normally my low points happen every 6 months, but it happened 3 months after. So clearly I have to go back into that and go really deep into that, because I know that is a really big thing to actually help me. It might not be for you, but just try it, see what works, right? You have to go on long drives, long walks. Today I drove for 4 hours, right? After that, everything became clear. I have no idea why, but it did. Ponder, right? You just have to ponder out things, wonder, question absolutely everything, right? Because there's probably something that there's probably an insight that you need to know that would help you a lot, but you just don't know what that is because everything's clouded, right? You can't see anything. So just take some time to think about what you want, why you're on this path, right? What is the best path to actually go to that, right? Maybe what you're doing right now isn't the best path, and maybe you have an advantage in something else, but you've been negligent or it's not cognizant of actually that path being something for your goals. Maybe listen to more mindset things, right? Maybe listen to the people that actually taught you the tactics that do work right now. Just take your foot off the gas a little, and when you see the signs from your last low point, or the ones that I explained, testing random things without data, or trying different things to actually see what works, then you can just know, okay, there's a low point coming up. I should just refocus everything onto what I know works and the plan that I have laid out, follow that diligently, and then go up, right? So I have a little sauce for you for making it to the end of the video. If you just want to get out of your low point really quick right now with a blast and get sales calls in a couple of hours like I did, then what you have to do is just join the group in the description. I'm dropping an automation tool to send 200 to 300 messages per hour, so you don't have to, okay? So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you get out of your low point right now.